The resonance is calling to me, Amelia murmured, her voice a fragile echo in the oppressive silence of the cavern. Her eyes, usually bright with curiosity, were now clouded with an unnerving serenity, fixed on the pulsating violet, light emanating from the heart of Zerzura. Rhys, revolver drawn, moved to block her path, his boots sliding slightly on the slick obsidian. "Amelia, don't do this," he said, his voice strained. "What have you seen? What are you hearing?" She didn't respond, simply took another step forward, drawn as if by an invisible current. The heart pulsed faster, its violet light intensifying, casting grotesque shadows that danced on the cavern walls. Vogel's voice crackled from the distant speakers, a desperate warning. "Rhys, don't let her get close. It's a trap. The shadow weaver feeds on devotion, on resonance. It's twisting her connection." But his words seemed to fade against the rising hum of the heart. Khalil, struggling to keep pace, leaned heavily on his cane, his face pale with terror. "The scrolls they speak of a guardian," he gasped, pointing a trembling finger at the colossal form of the Obsidian Warden, which shifted and writhed in the violet light. "An ancient being, bound to the heart that demands retribution." The Warden's violet eyes fixed on them, and a booming voice, resonating with unimaginable power, filled the cavern. "Precipices, you seek to disturb the slumber of ages. You will be consumed." Rhys fired a warning shot, the bullet ricocheting harmlessly off the Warden's obsidian hide. "Stay back!" he yelled, attempting to distract the creature while keeping his eyes on Amelia. But she was oblivious to the threat, her gaze locked on the heart, her arms outstretched as if to embrace it. "It's beautiful," she whispered, a beatific smile playing on her lips. "It understands." As she stepped forward, the ground beneath her trembled. A swirling vortex of shadow began to coalesce around the heart, growing larger, darker, more menacing. It was taking shape, forming the outline of a towering figure, the shadow weaver the ancient being Vogel had warned them about. "She's about to awaken it, Rhys," Khalil cried out, his voice cracking with fear. Rhys knew he had only one chance. He charged forward, shoving Amelia aside just as a tendril of shadow lashed out from the vortex, narrowly missing her. The force of his movement sent him sprawling onto the obsidian path. He scrambled to his feet, reloading his revolver with frantic speed. "Amelia, listen to me," he shouted over the rising hum of the heart. "That isn't beauty, it's a prison. You're being manipulated." But it was too late. The shadow weaver fully materialized, towering over them, its form shifting and swirling like smoke. It extended a hand toward Amelia, its voice a chorus of whispers that seemed to penetrate her mind. "Welcome, daughter," the shadow weaver murmured, its voice laced with seductive power. "You have awakened me. Now we shall claim our due." The Warden roared, launching itself at Rhys, claws extended. Rhys barely managed to dodge the attack, narrowly avoiding being crushed. He fired his revolver, the bullets glancing harmlessly off the Warden's obsidian hide. He knew he couldn't defeat it through brute force. He needed to find a weakness, a way to disrupt its connection to the heart. Khalil, weakened and terrified, stumbled and fell, his scroll severing across the obsidian path. He frantically tried to gather the fragments, his eyes darting between the shadow weaver, the Warden, and fading light of Amelia's gaze. The binding, the counter-resonances in the final passage. He cried out, his voice barely audible above the cacophony of the cavern. Rhys, dodging another swipe from the Warden, risked a glance at Khalil. "What passage? What counter-resonance?" he shouted back. Khalil, struggling to his knees, frantically scanned the scattered fragments of the scroll. "It speaks of a song, the vibration, that can sever the link, a memory of Zerzura's original guardian's lullaby." As he spoke, Amelia began to hum, a faint, haunting melody that echoed through the cavern. It was the lullaby Khalil spoke of, a memory of Zerzura's true guardians, a counter-resonance against the shadow weaver's seductive power. The melody grew stronger, weaving itself into the fabric of the cavern, disrupting the shadow weaver's influence. The tendrils of shadow that held Amelia began to weaken, her eyes regaining a flicker of clarity. "Rhys, the sun, I can feel it," she whispered, her voice no longer in trance but filled with a fragile hope. But the shadow weaver wasn't defeated yet. It lashed out, attempting to silence Amelia's song, to extinguish the hope that threatened its existence. The Warden roared, attacking Rhys with renewed ferocity, attempting to prevent him from reaching Amelia. The battle for Zerzura's heart had reached its climax, the fate of the cavern, and perhaps the world, hanging in the balance.